How was your week?
That was all right. I'm going through a sleep deprivation thing, which is really bad. But aside from that, I'm going to blame Mr. Reedus and his funky fetus for this, I say as I hold up a can of Monster Zero Ultra. The sugar-free ones are fine, actually.
Yeah, they are.
They're all right.
I honestly, when it comes down to it, like I judge them by how tangy that aftertaste is and how strong the taurine.
It's a lot easier to
Goes
drink
and-
this as a drink
Yep.
than Red Bull is, I'll be honest.
Have you had the rehabs?
I've not had the rehabs.
You might like them. So if you ever feel like it, you can try out. There's like a Monster Rehab iced tea, for example. It's a sugar-free and it has no carbonation. It just tastes like iced tea.
I see. Yeah, Monster's all right, but not the sugar ones. The sugar fronts taste like piss. They're really bad. And I do need my extra 10% stamina. I don't know how the fuck Norman drinks 3 of these in a row.
He's not a real person.
Must be the Dooms.
Must be the Dooms.
Must be the Dooms.
Where's that going?
I don't know. I still don't know what Dooms is.
Damn, how many hours?
4 streams worth?
4 streams worth.
Plus 10 hours off stream, so 25? Chapter 5. Chapter 4? Chapter 4. I don't know. LOL. I'm going to talk about Death Stranding in a bit. No, fuck it. You want to talk about Death Stranding now?
Go for it.
It's really good. Infrastructure's fun.
Here's does the middle of the game drop off with the narrative?
You need to be a little more clear in your question. I don't
Do
really know.
you get a decent amount of propelling the story forward?
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised.
After your missions,
The pacing is on point. There is a...
you haven't hit a part where the games just went, all right, Sam, here's 10 missions.
No, absolutely not.
Go do them, and we got nothing to say to you until they're done.
There are 2 things. I would say there are 3 gameplay goals in the Death Stranding. One is, and they'll eventually, it's funny they don't do this at the beginning because there's less choice, but when you look at your mission screen, there's orders for Sam, and then there's regular orders. Orders for Sam will often have one order that has like glowing gold like energy on it. That's your story mission, right? The story mission will have a significant amount of at least dialogue over the radio with Dead Man or Die Hard Man or whoever you're delivering it to.
Unique.
It will have
interactions.
It will have usually a cutscene, oftentimes in the rest area, or it will have some kind of novel gimmick, like a story mission is the first time that you're going to have to go into a highly BT fucked area to get cargo and return it.
Yeah.
Right? Stuff like that. The pacing on those story missions is actually really solid. It usually goes, get to the new location, like physically travel there. Then upon scoping out this part, do a tough delivery, usually involves mules. Do a long delivery, do a tough delivery, involves BTs, right? Then do a delivery that goes the entire length of the map that you've explored so far. Big event. And the pacing is pretty fucking consistent so far. And after every 2 of those, you get some new toy.
Yeah.
You get everything from a bike or the ability to make a new type of ladder or the unlock ability to make your own safe houses or a little floaty carrier.
Does that have any use?
Your own safe houses?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you start to get to locations that don't let you rest or fabricate equipment.
Okay, because that means the resources required for that were like...
They're enormous.
Yeah.
And they require a special type of resource that you don't even have available.
Okay.
But yeah, no, they're the longer you go in the game, the more you get to these delivery points that don't have the ability to rest at them, don't have the ability to fabricate equipment.
Yeah, so I mean, like on paper, it sounds almost like an Ubi tower, where you get to the tower and then like now a few missions around the area to learn the layout.
Well, once you pop people on the network, it's the opposite of the Ubi tower. Instead of giving you more activities, it actually makes the activities you already have way easier. Have you gotten to the part where bridges have been showed up?
I think that's right around where I.
Okay, because the biggest turning point in the game is the biggest turning points is when new forms of infrastructure unlock. And the first one is the bridge that they showed off in the trailers. And the bridge consistently makes the biggest difference because it nullifies problems.
Yeah.
It takes a chasm and says, who gives a shit? It takes a river that would otherwise be impassable for a kilometer up and down and goes, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
And I have currently unlocked a second form of infrastructure, which I have spent hours on stream with people building, and everyone's like, yeah, just build it, woo. It's weird.
Wait, Minecraft?
No, because
Are you sure?
No. The infrastructure that I'm talking about roads. And eventually the map becomes so large that building roads is a thing you're going to need to do. But the roads are set. You're not saying, I'm going to build a road in this location. You're going to a road spot and saying, I want to dump a lot of materials in to make a road here.
Might be Minecraft. Might be Minecraft.
So I was going to argue with you a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
Until I saw a video of a man using a zipline system that he spent 5+ hours building.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That ziplines extend 300 meters, right? And the zipline system in the game is actually really intense because it's not an actual rope. It's just like a point. And those ziplines will connect to any zipline within distance, which means it'd be a little network, right? It's not like
it's a ski lift of points that you're dropping,
right? But you can say there's like 5 in a little circle.
They all
you can point
to
anyone in any order.
And
so this guy just spent 5 hours building them all around the mountains and said, "Well,
wow,
don't have to use roads. Wow. Don't have to can pretend that rivers don't exist.
Yeah,
BTs, you are going fucking fast on those zip lines. Like they have no chance."
But what about the mules though? Will they use them?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, they're like
I feel like they would sabotage them, and
the longer you go in the game, the more tools you. So the more it's this nice little balance. The more environmental problems you're likely to encounter, the more BTs are everywhere.
Yeah.
The more mules are taking up big parts of the map, and a mechanic that gets introduced later is that timefall will start to move. And have its own weather pattern that you should plan around. As that happens, you will almost always get a direct solution to that new problem.
Do you find yourself doing a lot of like rust repair?
No.
Okay. You could just get better protection.
Did you unlock container spray?
Yeah.
So that will help a lot.
Okay.
Most of the stuff that actually takes container damage is stuff you're going to deliver. All the gear that you carry takes damage, which can't be healed.
Yeah.
But you'll use it.
Yeah.
You'll use it. And
it doesn't matter until it hits 0.
Yeah, ladders, climbing ropes, all that shit.
Yeah.
At 1%, it's just as good as at
deliverables. 99. It doesn't matter
unless they actually take damage.
Yeah. The container doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the damage
Think
inside.
Think of container as armor.
Yeah, and then the life on the item
determines
gives you less rewards.
Yeah. There have been new types of gameplay. Like they do introduce, hey, here's melee combat. Well, I don't know what you were gonna say.
I thought you said they introduce hay. Like,
no.
Just bales of hay.
No. No.
That sounds like a Kojima mechanic.
No.
If you said that, I believe they're like, we've unlocked hay.
They do, in a fashion, allow you to unlock wheat. I'm not joking. But they'll explain melee combat, and melee combat has, I mean, it's not the most in-depth, but it's there.
Sure, it's there.
Shooting becomes
fucking garrote, motherfucker.
Yeah, shooting becomes more pronounced. There are shooting sections, which I feel comfortable saying because they did a demo of one at one point. It's the World War I section that you saw in some of the trailers, where it's like, here's a gun, go shoot some ghosts.
Kojima retweeted a video of someone running out of a BT like puddle and turning around and pissing on it.
Yeah.
And then it went away.
Yeah, they hate it.
That's an actual way of fighting back.
Well, Wooly, because of you haven't gotten to this point, but you remember how there's blood grenades, right? That they showed off that your blood hurts BTs.
Okay.
They show that in a demo.
It's fluids.
Yeah, it's Norman Reedus. Sorry, Sam. I literally call him Norman Reedus almost the whole time.
Yeah.
I forget his name is Sam. Norman Reedus's body because
because
he is a repatriate and suffers from the dooms. His bodily fluids,
all of them,
repel ghosts. So you can have sweat grenades.
Mm-hmm.
You can have pee-pee grenades.
Mm-hmm.
You can have poo-poo grenades.
Mm-hmm.
You can have blood grenades.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a variety of other blood weapons that you will unlock. But menstruate and poo on these ghosts
and the different
to deliver your box of cum.
Different fluids have different
levels of strength. Your poo is stronger than your sweat. Your blood is the strongest of all.
Do we know that for sure?
Yes, because they're named number 0, number 1, and number 2 grenades. 0 is sweat, number 1 is pee, and number 2 is poo. That's why you have the ability to go to the bathroom sitting down or standing up.
What about something a little more viscous?
Mm-hmm. I
With
don't know.
Firepower.
No, not listed.
You know that shot of the end of the trailer for, I think what is it, Pitch Black, where I want to say Vin Diesel lights up a torch.
Yeah.
And then all the monsters go.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what happens every time you bust one out?
That's right. Yeah.
Just.
Well, luckily enough, Wooly, there's almost no busting any of them out back in the Death Stranding. That's why you have to deliver them big boxes of cum.
As opposed to using it.
Yes, that's right.
Gotcha.
The more emails I read and the more interviews I read with characters, the weirder and more nonsensical this universe becomes.
We had no hope. We were all sitting here going, what the fuck? This world is over. America's dead. And then you showed up and you brought some boxes. And now we're like, yeah, we can get back out there. We can save America. Smiley face, heart, thumbs up.
The level of optimism associated with the delivery of a pair of old CDs is astonishing.
It's almost like a message written from the Ace Combat world.
Yes! What if the Ace Combat world became fucked?
But the people remained the same.
I think the whole game, I think that tone is like underwritten by the fact that the very first big deal delivery is you deliver like kilos upon kilos of oxytocin. Because people need it to get through the day.
Yeah.
Which I like. Everyone's kind of normal, but the only reason everyone is normal is because everyone is just heaving down buckets of antidepressants because the world's really bad.
And you're kind of just waiting for it to end.
Yeah. It's in a pretty fucking dire state.
Yeah. To be fair, a lot of stories about fighting back the apocalypse, like any post-apocalyptic story where you have the solution, oftentimes will simplify that solution with, like, I don't know, let's say the first plant seen in many years.
Oh my God, look, it's a plant, guys.
Or the cure to the outbreak.
Yeah.
Right? Inside of this person. Maybe even a baby.
Yes.
You know? But in this case, like, it is cool to see, like, a much more procedural, like, fixing of the problem.
It's like, no, it's going to take a lot of work, and you know, you go to the second map after you finish the second chapter, and you leave that first map behind, going like, yeah, that is in a much better place now, just because I did some deliveries.
Yeah, like if Kenshiro actually had to do more than just blow up some heads.
Yeah.
To
maybe plant one tree, Kenshiro.
or like literally like oversee the construction and like do a little bit of
there is
clean up.
I'm really enjoying Death Stranding. It starts to become more like Metal Gear, ironically, like more like MGS5 because you get a gun.
Yeah,
you get a fucking gun at some point. I mean, it's a bola gun. It's wraps people up to not, but like it's a gun and you're sneaking and a lot of it's still delivering. There's one thing about it that I might be really wrong that I'm like constantly complaining to my chat when I stream it, which is the story is really weird and fascinating and all these things, but there's a couple details that I'm like, don't treat me like I'm stupid. Don't. This is getting really obvious.
Okay.
This is getting, you're trying to underlay some kind of hidden, like, maybe, and I'm like, no, it's this.
Koji's bad at hiding his cards.
There's a really good example that I'll use that is not what I'm talking about, which is the game expects you, Woolie, video game player man, to not know what Troy Baker sounds like if he uses a slightly different voice without a southern accent. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's happening, and the word one, I'm like, are you like, I was offended. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you really expect me to not obviously know that that's Troy Baker's character?
Yeah. And
I refuse to even consider that a spoiler because you will get one word in, you'll go, oh, that's Higgs. That's he's right there. He's talking to me. He's just not Southern right now, and he's a little more demure, and that's him. And then they have a huge reveal shot and a flashback of him looking up the camera. It's like, oh, it was him. It's like, yeah, I know, I fucking know. Come on, give me a fucking break. Are you serious? Are you joking with me? So there's that is like kind of all over, in which it's like, there are characters looking dramatically towards the sky, crying, going, what could it mean? And I'm like, this is what it means. I know what it means. That's obviously what it means.
Master Miller, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you, huh?
And I really feel like I'm going to get like 90% through the game, and somebody's going to turn to the camera and go, it was me all along. And I'm going to go, yeah, I know. And then they're going to have like a 10-minute long scene of Sam going, oh my God! How did you fool me? And I'm like, this is how they fooled you, Sam, you idiot. You idiot.
Aw, but then that makes the main character dumber, and I don't like that.
So that is the best part about the game, is Sam. And Sam not being Snake.
I mean, I've seen clips of the shit he says to himself en route.
Yeah.
And I've heard a few of them, and he's just he's a big old goofball.
You know what Sam is? Sam is a fucking foot trucker. I think the best example is very early in the game when you first encounter Higgs and you first encounter Fragile. And these two separate occasions are met with big-ass fuck speeches about Kojima shit. To which Sam almost verbatim responds, dude, I just want to deliver these packages.
Yeah.
Like, he's not on board for being in the game.
In fact, people with that same feeling that don't have the ability to do so probably become mules.
Yeah.
So,
but it's just like big speech with your character going, I don't.
Just,
Okay. Don't shoot ghosts at me, man.
I gotta deliver some cargo.
Like, it's really refreshing. And it goes back to something me and you talked about, I think, a couple months ago, in which tired is the best protagonist emotion.
But before that cargo, I gotta go drop off some other cargo.
Yeah.
God bless Clone High.
I'll also say that Mads Mikkelsen is killing it.
Yeah.
He's the star.
I mean, in the little dream sequences I've seen so far.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah, I guess so. Huh?
You get them every time you rest, unless you've exhausted them.
Now, to be fair, would it be naive to assume that anybody that got Mads on a project would not want to save him for hour 90? You know?
Yeah, no. It's
Would
like,
you not want
so yeah, I'm pretty deep. I just saw Mads Mikkelsen once outside of those flashbacks, and it's like, if he was not in those little visions, he would be fucking absent from huge portions of the game.
And that's insane, right?
Yes, fuck that.
Because all of his friends are front loaded. You got Sam up top. You got Amelia,
Leah Sadu as
whatever.
Fragile.
You got Mama soon eventually.
The only one, the
You
one who
got-
shows up last almost is fucking Higgs, but he's Troy Baker, so he doesn't care.
You got Totoro-san.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, yeah, you gotta use the trump card
Yeah.
that you have in your deck right away and let people know, yo, Mads fucking Mikkelsen is here.
And the framing device allows Mads to just soliloquy directly to a camera.
Yep. More like Dad's Mikkelsen.
Hey! Maybe? I don't know what that character's about, but he's really cool.
Yeah, well, it's like, yeah, but if you are what you say you are, then you wouldn't be calling it by its like tool name. But I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Who
man.
knows what?
Yeah,
Booms.
it's a good game. It's a really good game. I still feel like there is a incredibly appropriate and legitimate argument for somebody to go, this is the shittiest game ever made, because it, like, that beginning portion, the portion that you're doing right now, if you're not on board,
Yeah.
it is the worst.
So this is the kind of game where years from now, if someone comes up to you and is like, "Man, I fucking hated Death Stranding,"
And you're like, yeah, okay.
I get it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah.
Like, there's no defensiveness. I'm like, everything that I unlock.
Yeah.
Like, let me give you an example. One of my favorite unlocks was a little mobile carrier that sits next to you, and you can just put cargo on, and it tethers to your ass, and it just follows you. So you can just carry like another 100 kilos.
See, I was hoping you were gonna say like a little like Metal Gear Mark II, little robot that would like.
No, it's just a floating little Tensor's floating disc that you put 100 extra kilos
On your
on,
ass.
and you can tether a second one to it.
See, here's the thing.
And I'm looking at this thing. I'm like, oh shit, that means I can put the cargo on. That's crazy. And if that doesn't do it for you, oh my god.
And then all the troubles that come with that, of course, turning yourself into a walking 18-wheeler.
Yeah.
Right. But early on, there's a moment where someone in discussion says that, like, at first we tried just doing like robot deliveries.
Yeah.
And that didn't work out. So it makes me kind of wonder, like, well, if you had a person there overseeing it, could you not still have like?
That's not why robot deliveries didn't work out. Because people need that human touch, man. That's what created the mules, man. I really feel this game could actually add man to the end of every deep statement. Strands, man. Like, don't you get it?
Sam, we can rebuild America, man.
Yeah, man, we can do it. You gotta get that chiral network up, man. You just get. I'm very eager to talk to you after the next section.
Yeah.
Because read to anybody playing Death Stranding. Read all those emails and interviews.
Nukes are bad, man.
Woolie. I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna stare at Woolie in his eyes. This is a Hideo Kojima
Game.
production. Nukes are bad, man.
Yeah, they
You
are.
can't get away.
No, you
You
can't.
literally.
Yeah.
I bet there's a
Yeah.
character in fucking Boktai
Yeah.
that's like, the vampires exist. You know how the vampires and shit? Nukes.
I mean, look, dude, at the end of the day, like, you get to see one in, like, the first mission.
No, that's not a nuke.
Okay, well.
That's a void out.
Yeah.
I'm saying nukes are bad, man. And you're like, really? Here? In this setting? Why? Because they're bad.
I thought we've worked past this.
No, never. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever played.
Listen, man, like, some people have their causes, you know.
Have you seen...
Jane Goodall loved those gorillas.
Yep.
No matter what else was going on in the world.
Listen, have you seen the clip of Sam riding the bike?
No.
So, there's a bike you can make. You saw it in the intro.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's an unlockable bike that you can get, which is the Ride bike.
Oh, okay. Is that the one that comes with the subtitle, that comes with the moment?
It's
the
not a
voice clip?
subtitle. It is direct dialogue of you riding along, and Sam goes, "Holy shit, this is so fucking cool. I feel like I'm on Ride with Norman Reedus right now." And there are multiple line reads of that. I have not gotten there, but people have confirmed that that is real, and that there are multiple different, and every time he says it, he always says Ride with Norman Reedus, the full title.
That's the best line of dialogue in a video game since This Is Good, Isn't It?
Yeah.
That's the, like, peak. What do you do? How do you top that? Like, the full-on, turn the can towards the camera. You know? Wow. I love that.
It's the funniest thing in the world. The ad stuff in this game is the funniest shit ever.
The human condition.
Cup Noodle has been dethroned as the best ad in video games.
Oh, fuck me, man.
Why is it? I feel like I know the answer already, but I want to ask the question. When American companies, when European companies do ads in games, it always feels...
Shut up. I'm sorry.
It feels sleazy.
Yeah, because you just... because the Japanese ones almost like... It's because the product is always some kind of food that is just like the most harmless nonsense thing to exist.
Yeah.
Like the monster.
Yeah.
In this thing is like, it's almost like that, right?
It's laughable.
We're talking about cup noodles and Calorie Mate. Sorry, the reason why I went shut up is because, is this real? Does someone actually say there's evil within two?
Yes! Yeah!
No!
Woolie, you go back to an NPC at the very beginning of the game in Evil Within 2, and you go, and you're like, dude, you gotta get out of here. You gotta get out of the safe house. And he's like, I don't want to get out of there. There's evil out there. And then the main character goes, yeah, but there's evil within 2. And they both turn and look at the camera for a second.
That's fucking great.
Evil Within 2 also has my favorite line of dialogue upon completing a minigame.
Oh, I live for this.
There's a minigame in Evil Within 2 in which you go into a room and you do target practice stuff, like, you know, shoot the targets, and there's a bunch of levels and you get upgrade points for it. Once you complete absolutely all of them, right, which is very significant, it's a big part of the side content, you get a trophy, or an achievement. And you get some upgrade points, and you get a bunch of currency. And Sebastian goes, I guess I should get back on that saving my daughter thing, huh? And it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
There's your tone.
Yeah, Japanese games just feel very comfortable reaching out of the fourth wall and grabbing your dick.
Beautiful. Never quit. But yeah, it really is always... some fucking stupid ass like yeah, Calorie Mate or Werther's Original, or just some fucking nonsense.
You remember when fucking Mario Kart added like a Mercedes van?
Yeah, that's like You know, but that's the problem, right? Is like when you're like, really, you want these kids to fucking feel like they should go out and get a car? It's just, you know.
You know what? I think I can sum it up as like a business phrase, and that is no attempt at integration. Right? In your Western game, you'll try and have the character like wearing a fancy watch, and then they'll get that brand shot of that watch,
Sure.
but they won't go, "Hey,
Yeah.
man, I love this watch."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, even at its most subtle ever in Japanese games, which is the sunglasses in Metal Gear 5, they zoom in on the fucking things and have product names show up in the fucking bottom left, and every character has them for some reason, and they go, "Oh man, I sure do love drinking my Monster while using my JF Ray sunglasses," which are totally in Death Stranding as well.
Those are the ones on the table.
No,
Oh,
the ones you
okay.
get later,
Oh.
which are non-in-universe sunglasses. They're just designer sunglasses.
Like, at the very least, you want to, like, if there was a bunch of shit that you're like, oh yeah, but I also know that Kojima's way into sunglasses. Like, he's a huge mark.
He's crazy about it, yeah.
Right? Then you could almost be like, yeah, okay, this dude just happens to fucking be in there.
And
you
he's
know?
hanging out with his sunglass buddies.
But, like, I feel so fucking cool right now.
It's like I'm on Ride with Norman Reedus.
Not Sons of Anarchy.
Oh my god. It's...
Not anything else. You know. Yeah, okay.
And
Good.
as a result of this, I'm
Good,
now
good.
drinking Monster, and I have to admit, I desperately want to at least see like a fucking trailer for Ride with Norman Reedus, because I need to know what the fuck it is and why there's a Muppet on his back.
You kind of want to watch the show.
I kind of want to watch the show now.
That's great. Fucking mission accomplished.
I bit into a calorie mate once because I needed to know. It's no thanks.
Yeah, no,
it's like
same.
a ration.
Definitely. You know, and quite frankly, look, man, that dude saving that channel,
Yeah.
right? He's the one that matters on that show, and why not give him another one?
Yeah. There is one other thing that I want to talk about with Death Stranding, which is something that you have not encountered yet, but you will start to.
Motherfucker, if you show up in 2 weeks and you're like, okay, so AMC's Ride with Norman Reedus is pretty great, I'm gonna fucking turn this whole thing off.
Well,
I'll kick the camera over.
get ready, because that Norman Reedus is a darling. But what I was going to say is there's something very odd that starts to happen when you deliver packages in this game. And it's something
You start to like
that
it.
I have apologized to you in the past for, but I will apologize to you again. About 2 years ago on the podcast, you brought up a news article in which Kojima went down to LA to hang out with a bunch of famous people. And I lost my shit going, how is this news? This is fucking stupid. If you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I apologize later because that was an overreaction.
Mm-hmm.
I will now apologize again because boy were you right, because you start to deliver to a wide assorted cavalcade of wildly out of place famous people.
Mm-hmm.
The new CEO of Sony, he'll give you some blood. You want to hang out with Junji Ito?
Conan O'Brien.
Sure, fuck it.
Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
Famitsu Man.
Edgar Wright?
Edgar Wright.
Fuck it.
Wow. Didn't catch that one.
The CEO of a Canadian-based fashion company? Fuck it. The guy who's currently got Famitsu in the shit because he's the CEO of Famitsu and he's in the game and Famitsu gave the game a 40 out of 40? Yeah, fuck it.
Deliver these Famitsu magazines.
No, deliver these old Dreamcasts.
Okay. Now here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? Like, how brilliant of a move, though, to be that guy that's like, I have this project. I want you to be in it.
Yeah.
And it's almost like those directors that just never release the movie, but they keep asking like famous friends to come be in it just so that they can hang out for a while.
Yeah.
It's like that.
There is totally...
You create a mechanic that allows you to enable...
There is 100%
your French schmoozin'.
A fucking Japanese model that you hang out with that all I can think of is, dude, Kojima wanted to bang this chick and it didn't go anywhere, but she's in the game.
Bruh, it's called the Beauty and the Beast unit.
That was really obvious, wasn't it?
Like,
they all need to be sexy naked models for the art.
And have a camera mode in which we will stop the boss fight and begin a photo shoot. Photosynthesis.
Yeah.
She needs it to breathe.
Listen, photosynthesis is a recurring
It's the
concept.
best plot I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Fucking good plot. Love it.
So at the same time, while these games are fascinating and I really like the big themes, boy, are they also trash. They're also like 1/2 step above the Sword Art Online animes.
Oh, come on. That's just...
Woolie.
Come
Quiet
on.
was so bad. Quiet was so bad. And if you don't know in your heart how bad Quiet was, you go check out those YouTube videos where they model swap her with Ocelot.
I've seen them.
And you're like, oh man.
What do I say to him? Maybe if I present my ass like a dog. This is weird. This helicopter's getting awkward.
Yeah, Death Stranding's a trip, man. It's a fucking trip. Every time I sit down with that game, I come away like relaxed and happy. It's a good game.